just raised, okay?
All right.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Yes.
What is your sweet spot?
My sweet spot is value.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I love dancing and meeting new people.
What is your favorite color? What are your favorite moments?
Favorite color is blue. My favorite moments is motivating others.
What motivates you every day?
I am motivated every day by helping someone to move from zero to hero.
You have any hobbies or interests outside of work?
Yes. I enjoy podcast, motivational speaking, spending time with family.
What's something people might be surprised to learn about you?
People will be surprised to know that I know how to cook.
How do you usually handle stress or pressure?
I handle stress and pressure by losing for positive outcome.
Do you prefer working alone or in a team?
I prefer working with a team.
Who has been the biggest influence?
My biggest influence in my life, my little sister Janet and my big brother Travis.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Guyana.
What's a personal achievement you're proud of?
I am proud of being the visionary of the Conversation Motivational Platform.
Hello, sir. Please can you tell us about the Conversation Motivational Platform?
The Conversation Motivational Platform, our love language is value. A platform care to follow your pain to bring about a change.
Please tell us more.
A platform to help you find your sweet spot, gain your momentum. A platform that cater for suicide, depression, and loneliness.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now you know, so tell someone about this platform. God bless you.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Yes.
What is your sweet spot?
My sweet spot is value.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I love dancing and meeting new people.
What is your favorite color? What are your favorite moments?
Favorite color is blue. My favorite moments is motivating others.
What motivates you every day?
I am motivated every day by helping someone to move from zero to hero.
You have any hobbies or interests outside of work?
Yes. I enjoy podcast, motivational speaking, spending time with family.
What's something people might be surprised to learn about you?
People will be surprised to know that I know how to cook.
How do you usually handle stress or pressure?
I handle stress and pressure by losing for positive outcome.
Do you prefer working alone or in a team?
I prefer working with a team.
Who has been the biggest influence?
My biggest influence in my life, my little sister Janet and my big brother Travis.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Guyana.
What's a personal achievement you're proud of?
I am proud of being the visionary of the Conversation Motivational Platform.
Welcome to the Conversation Motivational Hour with yours truly, SGGR, Sion Gregory Gooms Rodney. Welcome to our tribe, our community, and our village. The August platform where our love language is value. Our mantra is value. Our sweet spot is value. I want to let you know you're on to the Trusted Podcast. Tonight podcast is designed with you in mind. So the smallest pleasantry is you to share this podcast with your boo, your bae, your darling, your sweetheart, your main squeeze, your honeycomb, your wife, your husband, your bestie, your best friend, your neighbor, your comrades, your colleague, your frenemies, and also your enemies. With that being said, I have with me tonight my beautiful, amazing co-host in the personage of attorney Samantha Brown of the Monday Morning Motivational Hour. So now she is the motivatorpreneur, and therefore tonight you will have some of the motivation of spin from the Monday motivation. And with that being said, Miss Samantha is also a practicing attorney, and also she is also a daughter of Zion. I mean, she is a Christian. She goes to church church. She believes in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And also she is the son of the daughter, and the daughter, I said son, the son, she's the daughter of the country of which I am proud to be a part of, and that's the country Guyana, which is lately discovered oil. So we are an oil producing nation, and therefore, with that being said, we are proud to represent Guyana. With that being said, Caribbean countries, South America, North America, Latin America, Central America, continent of Asia, and Africa. It's my pleasure to introduce to you for some for the first time, and for many, it's not our first rodeo, but now sheer family. It's my pleasure to introduce to you no other than this beautiful God-sized vessel, God amazing, from the son and from the mom of great parents who serve God. And also she's from the great country of Guyana, and she is from the west of the Berbice. I'm from the Cooperative Republic of Berbice. It's no other than attorney Miss Samantha Brown of the Monday Morning Motivation.
Yes. Such a warm welcome. And like I said, every time I'm here, it feels as if I'm home. So it is a pleasure to be here again. It is a pleasure to be here again. And it is so wonderful to be a vessel that's being used to shift lives. And so we are here tonight as vessels to shift lives, to challenge your thinking. Challenge your thinking. And once we can challenge your thinking and allow you to think anew, to think afresh, we would have hit our target. And so it's a pleasure to be here again tonight, and we will be speaking about the SWOT analysis.
So we're dealing with the SWOT analysis, not the SWAT team. Not the SWAT team. So you're not in the violation of the law that the SWAT team is coming to knock at your door. But we're dealing with the SWOT analysis tonight, and that will be with your strength, your weakness, and your threat. And with that being said, Ms. Samantha, would you like to introduce yourself, your name, what church you go to, and let yourself down, feel more comfortable, let them know where they can find you, which church you worship at, and just bring people into the orbit of attorney, the motivational preneur, the practicing attorney, the once teacher, a part of the teaching fraternity, and you representing the west of Berbice. But I'm from the Cooperative Republic of Berbice. There's a difference, Miss Samantha.
Yes, I am probably from the West Coast. The West Coast, we say West side is the best side. Same for Berbice. West side is the best side. Yes. One more can I say that what was already said. And for those of you who know, I am a little bit of tiny girl. And I sometimes I call myself the little Miss Dynamite. Little in size but mighty in voice. And so, yes, I am an attorney at law. And I also do Monday Motivations. For those who have been following me on Facebook, on TikTok, I am the Monday Motivator. And in everything that I do, I learn to be grateful. I've learned to be grateful. My gratitude has brought me thus far. I'm here because, I've learned to be grateful. Life and challenges will throw so many things at you. But I am such a person who never give up. And I always like to motivate persons around me. In any new space that I'm in, I will tell persons, for you to be my friend, to be on my friend list, you have to be movers and shakers, because I am going to be the person to motivate you. And I also like to be motivated, because there are times when you just will be out of it. And so I believe in the saying that iron sharpens iron. And so I like to motivate others. That's at the heart of me. And so, yes, I've been a teacher for 13 years and more. And back in the teaching system as a part-time CAPE teacher. And I am so basking in the results of my students and the school with which I work part-time, Rossignol Secondary School, on, such excellent results. And that's it about me. You will find me anywhere there is a platform where persons are being motivated.
And how can they, what name should they look for on TikTok, on Facebook to find you?
Right. So on Facebook, it is Samantha Brown. And it is spelled Samantha with all the H, Brown with an E. I like to tell persons my Samantha is not the conventional spelling. As my father said, I name you Samantha. Samantha, the African pronunciation. So, Brown with an E. On TikTok, it is the same. You may find Monday Motivation 86 or Samantha Brown. So those are the two handles on TikTok, sorry. And also on Instagram. I've been forsaking my Instagram page, but it is Samantha Brown on Instagram as well. Samantha Brown on Facebook, Samantha Brown on TikTok.
And where do you fellowship in case someone would like to share spaces with you tomorrow?
Oh, yes. At the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful local church, Family Tabernacle of Worship. It is located right in number 5 Village, West Coast Berbice. And we fellowship every Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Persons might say, oh, I don't want to get up so early to worship. But listen, we give God our best worship, and you do it early. You command your day early. So you can join me at Family Tabernacle of Worship on Sunday morning and set the tone for your, not just your day, but for your week. On Wednesday night, we have online Bible studies, and be a part of us. Be a part of us. You're free to visit anytime, and we make you feel at home. As the name says, family. We worship is a congregation of family. So it's Family Tabernacle of Worship. We congregate to worship together as a family and to lift up the name of our God and to make him great. Make his name great in the earth.
And with that being said, tonight we're gonna switch gears because we just want you to really get into our spaces and to be familiar with our faces. Because you can get into spaces and not familiar with the people who really are orating. And for being orator, well, everyone know I'm SGGRC. I'm Gregory Gomes Rodney. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I fellowship at Sanctuary of His Presence Kingdom Ministry, and is located at 1999 Parkhurst Court, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Our services start at 11. That's 11 a.m. And with that being said, you can find me with the same name on TikTok, Facebook. You can find the same on Instagram, and so on. This week I will update my LinkedIn page because I've neglected my LinkedIn, but I will do that during the the course of this week. That being said, so you have enough of understanding Miss Samantha Brown and also understanding who SGGR is. With that being said, our topic for tonight is the SWOT analysis, and that's broken down into the acronym of SWOT. Your strength, your weakness, and your strength. I'm going to hand you over to our co-host who's going to be leading tonight the SWOT analysis. And we trust that someone tonight will garner takeaways, redirect your mindset, garner your strength for your challenges you will embodied, and you will on to become in a greater person, preparing for an awesome trajectory. So I hand you over to no other than Miss Samantha Brown.
Right. So we're talking about SWOT analysis. And Pastor, I'm listening to you. My acronym may be a bit different from yours. Mine is SWOT.
Oh, you get SWOT. Okay.
I put an O. T. SWOT analysis. And so let's start with an icebreaker. All right. I like to begin with icebreakers. And so the question is, if life is to give you a report card tonight, if life is to hand you your report card, would you open it timidly or will you open it with confidently? How will you open your report card tonight if life hands it to you? And I want you to think about it because we will come back at it as we move along tonight. If life is to hand you your life report card tonight, would you open it confidently or nervously? So SWOT analysis. And let me give you an anecdote. Think of it like this. Imagine you're going on a journey. You're planning a road trip. And before you drive off, you will first want to take in account the kind of car that you have. The kind of car that you have, you'll be thinking to yourself, is it strong enough for this journey? That's your strengths right there. We're using the analogy of this road trip and you on this car. What car do I have? What's the mileage on this car? You know, Will it be able to take me on this journey? And if your answer is yes, that's your strength. The second thing you'll be thinking is, what's wrong with the car? Is there anything wrong with it? Am I preparing for, is it the tires are worn? Are they new tires? Do I need to have a spare in my car? That right there is your weaknesses. What is wrong with your tires? Maybe is anything wrong with it? Maybe the tires are a little bit worn. Those are your weaknesses. And then you will want to look ahead, and you're looking at the time that you're embarking on this journey, and you're taking assessment of the routes that you may take, and you'll be thinking, is there a new highway that I can navigate to? Is there a shortcut that I can take that will get me faster, quicker, encountering less traffic to my destination? That right there is your opportunity. But then you will also want to check the weather forecast. Will there be a storm? Will it rain? And depending on the trip that you're taking, the weather forecast is very, very important. And that right there is your threat. So you're taking into account your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities available to you, and the threats. That right there is our SWOT analysis. And so SWOT analysis, it works the same way. The same way with our life. And most times we use SWOT analysis as a business guidance. But we can also use it in our personal life. And that's how we will be incorporating it tonight. Not from a business perspective, but how we can use the SWOT analysis to take control of our lives. Without it, if you're using the analogy of the road trip, without doing that SWOT analysis, you will be driving blindly, hoping that you get there on time, or as we say, what comes to do? Hoping for the best. Hoping for the best. But your life does not get better by chance. Our viewers, I want you to know tonight, Pastor is saying to them that our lives, your life, my life, our life does not get better by chance. It gets better. It gets better by change. The SWOT analysis allows you to make your change. And we're doing all of this. You know, this is like our precursor, our intro to start looking at the meat of what SWOT analysis is all about. All right. And so it can be used as a mirror for your personal life. The SWOT analysis brings clarity. SWOT analysis brings clarity, and with clarity comes confidence. Confusion brings hesitation. And sometimes many of us, we may be drifting through life, reacting to events instead of directing our future. And when we do not plan, and with the SWOT analysis, I'm hoping that I'm whetting your appetite tonight as we're gearing up to get into the meat of it. Sometimes we just wander through life. We're wandering through life without direction. And the SWOT analysis is your roadmap. It is your compass. It gives direction. It brings clarity. It brings confidence. Because you're taking into account the things that you're supposed to be taking into account.
And I think I love the roadmap that you lay down there. And the preambles is so set perfectly and skillfully crafted by the way you present it. And tonight I want to ask a simple question for the audience of different stages and places that they find themselves journeying through life. And the question is this: do you know your strength? Many people do not know what they're really good at.
That's it.
You ask them, what is your strength in life? They don't really know. They're still waiting for someone to come and tell them their strength. And there's a reason why there's a method to my madness. I allude quickly to the church. Because even in the spaces and places of Christendom, most time they want to get a word to tell them their strength. So they're waiting for pastor to come and tell them that this is what they should be good at. So tonight we gonna take our time. And we want you to let down your hair, take off your stiletto heels. We want you to get your channel, get your mango sour and them kind of stuff. And we're gonna take our time tonight. Because when we finish, you run into business, you're gonna run back into school, you're gonna sit down tonight with a rule of thought, even when you're lying in bed watching at that ceiling, you like sit down on your patio, your veranda, you're landing on your bridge, and you're gonna start seeing your life differently. Whatever wants your hyper dependence upon, we're gonna remove all of that tonight. So before I hand over to our beautiful attorney and woman of God, asking you this question: what is your strength? What you really good at? And then by the time we end tonight, you're going to start recognizing, you're going to get a Facebook page, you're going to let people know your phone number, because when you know your strength, people are going to call you. You're going to see your calling tonight. This thing is simple, but let me hand over to the attorney as we deal with strength for now.
You know, Pastor, you said there just now, it took me back to last year. I can't remember if I shared it on this particular page, but last year I took a business course that was being offered free of charge. And it was through the Action Invest. And when I took the course, it was a business course. And so during the tenure of the course, we were advised to start a Facebook business page. But with my profession, we do not advertise because we cannot solicit. So we do not engage in solicitation. And so I was a bit hesitant about it. But still, persons have a business page. But you know, with your business page, you are not soliciting. You know, there are certain ethics and ways in which you have to do it. The persons have Facebook business pages who are attorneys at law, they're on TikTok, you name it. And so I still haven't gotten around to doing that. And so the prompt that we were given was to put ourselves out there. And so I said to myself, what is it that I was good at? What is it that I am good at? And I'm good at talking. I remember being graded in Form 1, either Form 1 or 2, on one of the terms on my report card. The remark of the teacher was that Samantha talks too much. That was the remark. And I was a bit downcast, I have to bring that home to my parents, Samantha talking too much. But hear what? Today I'm being paid for talking, for my talking. And so it pushed me to start the Monday motivation. And I was thinking about it, and then something happened in my personal life, and the first video was to sound it in the atmosphere. It did not work. Let the elements know that it did not work. And that first video, that's the reason I'm here, I think, for my 4th time. Because it was from my Monday motivation that I was invited to be on the Conversation Motivational Hour. And so when I listen to you and say at the end of this, let it serve as an impetus to persons to get up and start that business, start that social media page, start whatever it is. Let this tonight be the drive, the impetus that get you there. So yes, carry on as we go along.
So tonight, those in the audience, we crafted this program tonight, first with the help of the Holy Spirit. But secondly, this program is designed with you in mind.
That's right.
We are walking you through where we are walking through ourselves. I am not good at singing. I can't sing.
Neither do
but I would not be called to sing.
That's right.
I'm not good at cooking. So I would not be called to cook. I can cook. But I am good at talking.
That's right.
And I will be called to talk. So tonight we want you to write down on a piece of paper or find the notes on your phone. If you never did before, get a piece of paper and a pen and write down while we are going through tonight.
That's right.
What you are good at. If you're good at making only chana, write down you're good at frying chana or boiling chana. That is what you're good at. If you're only good at cleaning, write down you're good at cleaning. That is your strength tonight. And we don't want you to waste your strength. Woeful waste, before I hand over to attorney, woeful waste, my grandmother always said, mean woeful want.
That's it.
So we are helping you not to waste your strength. Strength, you think because we go into the gym and lift a lot of iron and get biceps and triceps, that's good. But we're talking about the strength of a skill, strength of a craft, strength of a calling. So I would hand over to Miss Samantha, and she gonna develop that thought and the thesis on your strength, and then she gonna help you from there on why people call you or why people are not calling you, because your strength brings your calling. Miss Samantha.
That's right. I want to interject at this time to let us know that when the vision is clear, when your vision is clear, the decision becomes easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what the SWOT analysis is all about. It's about helping you to craft your vision. And so we're going to go through what the acronym stands for. All right, it's a SWOT analysis, SWOT. And Pastor already alluded to your strengths. S stands for your strengths. And we know what our strength is. We know what a strength is. And so this, for many of us, is just a reinforcer. All right, it's just reinforcement. And so by definition, strengths speak to our natural abilities, our natural qualities, and resources that give us the advantage. Our strength, again, is our natural abilities, our natural gifts. Those are the qualities, the things that we are good at. Those are the things that makes us stand out. Those are the things that make you, I'm going to look at some of the names of the life tonight, that makes Amanda. Those are the things that make Amanda, Corinne, Sheila, Divine McDonald. Those are the things that make you uniquely you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the qualities by which you are easily recognizable. Your strengths. And to put a motivational spin on it, those are your superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your superpowers. Those are the things that you can do, that you can count on yourself in tough times. In tough times, you can draw on your strengths and you can navigate. You can navigate. It was Ralph Emerson who said that what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to that which lies within us. Our strengths lies with, these are internal positive forces, our strengths. An example of strengths can be your resilience. Some of us, we have the ability to bounce back from things that others may not be able to bounce back from. And sometimes they have to look at us or lean on us and to draw strength from us. Listen, sometimes we go through some things and you may remember someone who have gone through something and you saw that they were kept standing. And sometimes that is what we have to realize, We just have to remember the memory of someone resiliently overcoming something, withstanding a storm. And sometimes just the thought of how they would have navigated is enough strength for us to hold on to and say, listen, if brother so-and-so could have done it, I could do it too. And so your resilience. When you think persons are not noticing, persons are noticing. That might be the strength of some of us tonight. Or creativity, your leadership skills. Some of us are naturally born leaders. So these are internal factors. All right. And so for those who are watching, you can, as Pastor said before, you can mention one of your strengths, maybe one or two in the comment section. Those things that you are good at, drop one in the comment section. We move along to weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Weaknesses. And remember, if we are to navigate life, we have to make an assessment of who we are. To thine own self be true. To thine own self, because William Shakespeare, who said, to thine own self be true in one of his plays. And so our weaknesses, Just like our strengths, these are internal factors, internal habits, and these are limitations or skill gaps that reduce your effectiveness. Our weaknesses are limitations, these are skill gaps that reduce our what? Our effectiveness. But I want us to think of our weaknesses not as permanent flaws. Our weaknesses are growth points. Look at your weaknesses as growth points, signals of where you can improve. And so, Pastor, because sometimes we say, oh, there's a weakness of mine, this is my weak spot. And so we never learn to overcome it. We never learn to conquer the weakness. But as we're learning to do SWOT analysis, when we identify our weaknesses, we know the areas on ourselves that need improvement. And if we do not improve on ourselves, who is going to improve and work on you? So your weaknesses, they're growth points, areas in which you can improve. And so our greatest weakness lies in giving up. Sometimes when we look at our weaknesses and we say, listen, I cannot overcome this thing, and we want to give up. But that's your greatest weakness, is giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try and try just one more time. Just one more time. An example of weaknesses can be procrastination, poor time management. For those who are watching, you can put a weakness in the comment. Poor time management. And listen to this one, Pastor, avoiding conflicts. Some person, that's a personality trait. Avoiding conflicts. And that's a weakness. Because why is it a weakness? It is a limitation that will reduce your effectiveness. Some things have to be confronted head on. And so you avoided conflicts, burying your head in the sand like an ostrich will not cause the situation to change. You remain in a situation longer than you expected. Nothing changes, nothing shifts, nothing moves.
And that's why you find, and because of our culture, we major on the minor and we minor on the major. So we don't pay attention to our strength. We pay attention to our weakness. And we stay long at our weakness. Most people live their life through their weakness and ignore their strength. And that's why they are the place ill-informed. They are the place underachiever. They are the place paycheck to paycheck. They are the place never of enjoyment. They are the place of mediocrity. They are the place feeling inferiority complex because they major on their weakness. And tonight we want you to write down, what is my weakness? How many hours you spend on TikTok, Facebook, how many hours you spend on social media versus working on your strength? How many hours you allow people to, I love what you said, people do not want to face head on. How many hours you ponder upon somebody taking the position of being advantageous to you, and you know they're taking advantage on you. But how many hours it take away from your thinking power? How many time it take away from you? You could take 2 seconds to confront them and it will change the course. But you rather boil that up in your inside, waiting for an overflow. You may not even have that overflow. You will have a sickness. So tonight we want you to take a few seconds as I hand over to Miss Samantha, how important that you should really major on the weakness, because now we walk you through your strength. You know what your strength is. You know what your strength is, but we want you to major, because we give you 3 minutes to think about your strength. We want to take 6 minutes while we continue this program. But while you're listening to us with your ear, we want you to put on your analytical skills still and be analytical to what is your weakness. Am I weak to whatever it is that it takes away from my strength? Miss Samantha.
Because, sometimes a friend of mine made a post earlier this week. And I'm paraphrasing. It was something to the effect that you were good at what you do, but when do you move into the realm of great to excellent? So you may be good and be stuck on being good, but there's a realm that is above good, and that's been great or being very good. And then there's a step beyond that, which is excellence. And sometimes we may not be operating in the excellence of our calling, in the excellence of our vocation, because sometimes we do not do great SWOT analysis. We do not do proper self-analysis. And that's what tonight's session is all about, is to bring us up to speed with, and for some of us, we may know this, but sometimes we tend to lag behind. There are times when we may be lacking on ourselves. And I will tell you, there are times we are not perfect as we are sitting here, because this is a learning, teaching moment for me, and I'm sure it is for Pastor as well.
Yes, it is.
And so, we're not talking to you about things that we have not lived. All right? And so when you take an account of your strengths, because we say these are growth points, so these are not permanent flaws. For too long, we have heard a person say, this is me, and this is how I stay. This is me, and this is how I stay. And they are caught right there, not improving on themselves. And you're robbing yourself if you're doing so. And nothing is wrong. And listen to me, nothing is wrong with you. This is not a judgment zone for you, even when you're making judgments of your weaknesses and your strengths. And I have another session all lined up later on for us, where we're going to actually give you time to go get your pen and paper and write it. To actually write it. And so there may be some habits that are holding you back, reducing your effectiveness, and those are your weaknesses. And so we come to the O in SWOT now. And these are opportunities. Opportunities knocking on your door, opportunities. And so with the weaknesses and the strengths, these were internal factors. With opportunities now, these are external factors. And so opportunities are external chances to grow, external chances to expand and to advance. And so we can look at opportunities as doors. Opportunities are doors. But listen, even with opportunities being doors, Pastor, we still have to walk through them. You and I still have to walk through the door. There's a saying that opportunities favors the prepared mind. If you are not prepared, so at the crux of opportunity is the word preparation. And the crux of opportunity is the level. And let me say this, our ability to make optimal use of opportunities, it is based on the level of our preparedness. If we are not prepared, we will make a mess of opportunities, or opportunities will not even pass us by. And even if the door is open, you still have to walk through it. Like the saying, you can take the horse to the well, but you cannot make the horse drink the water. So the door can be right in front of you. The opportunity can be right there. But if you do not walk through the door, and there are times when the doors will be closed. And so what do you do at a closed door? You still have to knock and enter. Or you knock and you turn the door knob. You still have to knock and go through the door. The door, and listen, some doors are automatic. And we're putting real life instances to make this so easy, so applicable. Some doors, you're looking at it and you're like, man, I don't want to walk through that place. It is looking so high maintenance. It is not, it's out of my league, out of my soul. I don't want to take that opportunity. And the door is an automatic door. But you don't want to walk up to it. You are staying so far away from the door, and it's an automatic door that then you would have done all that you have to do to prepare. You would have done all that you can. You would have done your research. You would have prepared yourself. You would have learned the new skill set, the skill set, whatever. You still have to walk up to the door, and sometimes the door opens itself onto you, but you have to walk up to it. So opportunities are doors. Examples, these are new skills in demand. New skills in demand. And we're not talking about an opportunity that you missed 10 years ago. What opportunities are present before you now? that will require you to learn new skill set. We would have hinted about a social media reach. We are reaching you on social media this evening. We are on Facebook. So look at the social media reach. So maybe an opportunity knocking at your door. Community needs. And if I can interject, maybe a business plan hearing. We do not just go and start businesses just like that. We are looking around for a need that we can fulfill. And that is how you go building the business. By saying to yourself, this is a need. I have the particular strength to perform this particular service, and I'm going to present this service in this local. You're looking at the locality, you're looking at the needs of that environment, you're doing a needs assessment. And that's how we do it in our lives. You're looking around based on your strengths. You are looking for the opportunities that best align with your strengths.
And I love when you say that, because the word of God says, a man gift will make room for him.
That's right.
And bring him before great men. But one of the dilemma in Christendom, it's a misunderstanding of how God dealt with us. We believe that we have to pray and wait on God while God is waiting on us. And I like you use the analogy with the revolving door and the automatic door, because God answers in various ways. God answers in work. So going to that door is work. We think God were answering and bringing a person, but sometimes God answering for you to do the work. And you waiting on God, God's already answered. So for the opportunity is what the Bible talk about calling.
That's right.
So why would I call Miss Samantha to speak and not to sing? Because I recognize that speaking is her strength. So she work on her strength. She developed her strength from good to excellence. So now she's getting calling to speak. That's why the word of God bring the transition and the developmental thought that before great men is calling you for your strength. Why no one is calling you? Because you're not working on your strength. You have to use the bed. Nobody could cook like you.
That's right.
Nobody could sing like you. Nobody can preach like you. Nobody can cut hair like you. On the next program, myself and Miss Samantha are going to be doing is scarcity mindset, where we're going to deal with this specific thing I'm talking about in more in depth. Because we were taught wrong, Samantha, attorney. We were taught if too much people doing that, so me not going to do that. We're going to deal with that. That's a scarcity mindset right there. We're going to destroy culture in that segment. But no, you sit down, nobody ain't calling me. I apply for this job and nobody ain't calling me. I hear they call my neighbor. I hear they call my best friend. But these people hear from God and they work. While you probably were taught to pray and you're still waiting. What are you waiting on, though? I don't know. I'm waiting on the Lord.
All right.
You know? You wait on the Lord answer. Right? So the opportunity is there for you to walk into those places. The opportunity is there. The word of God, and over to our attorney tonight. What does God word say in those opportunities? Because he answer in work. He said, don't be scared of the faces. Don't be scared at the continent of their faces. I answer your prayer, but I tell you work, I tell you walk there. Walk to that door. That door ain't coming to you. But because you work on your strength, you eradicate your weakness, and here is the opportunity, Miss Samantha.
That's it. And faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. And so this is what I want for us to understand. It's not just opportunities. The opportunities are there, but it's your preparation. We say opportunities favors the prepared mind. And so for those who are listening, drop the word preparation in the comment section. Drop it in the chat. Preparation it goes hand in hand with your opportunities, the opportunities that will present themselves to you. And you know, sometimes it is when you would have done all that you can. The opportunity may have been there all the time, you know, but it just was not in your periphery. It was not because you did not give attention to it. So you had no mental thought about it. It did not even enter your periphery. Your vision. It was not in line with your vision. And the minute you give it a thought and you begin to perfect your strengths, you begin to address even your weaknesses. Here comes an opportunity. It was right there staring you in the face all the time, but it's like the scales fell off of your eyes and now you're noticing it. Now this is an opportunity that I can make good use of. And remember, these are external chances for you to grow, expand, and to advance yourself. We're talking about upward mobility. No one wants to remain stagnant all the days of their life. And SWOT analysis will give you the clear vision so you can earmark, and we will tell you why it is when you would have done a full assessment of your SWOT analysis, where it has taken you. What am I doing with that information? And so now we are at the T. Remember in the analogy of the road trip, we said you're heading out on this road trip, you're setting out, and you need to pay attention to the weather forecast. If it is that you're going on a fly kite, you need to know that it will not be a rainy day because it's going to damage your kite, and you need a windy day that can propel your kite upward, that you can have a fun day on the beach. You need to know that you're not going on high tide season, that you wouldn't be able to go on the beach. And so those are the threats. These are external factors, just like opportunities. These are outside of you. And so we're on the threats. These are external factors. Threats are challenges or obstacles that may block your progress. And so the motivational spin is that these are the storm warnings. These are the storm warnings, and they help you to prepare. The same preparation that you're putting into your opportunities, when you know the threat, you can prepare. So it is preparation and not panic. Preparation and not panic. Ships do not sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. The water that gets, and when you know the threats, and let me give you some examples. A threat may be competition. You're heading out there into business, or you're doing what you're doing, there will be competition. There will be someone else or persons out there doing just what you're doing. But it's your strength that will cause you to stand out. Because what you're doing, it is in your own unique way that only you can do. And so competition, economic downturn, these are all threats. Toxic influence. Toxic influence. Those of you watching, you can type already in the comment section if you are committed to facing your challenges head on. And the thing with threats is that you cannot prevent the threat. But the threat will allow you to know how to circumvent the circumstances, how to navigate. It's like the guys out playing soccer. And they need to know who and how to play this game, how to be on offense, how to be on defense. I have heard of boxers, persons or athletes, and they will watch at all clips and recordings of their opponents. They're going to fight. They're watching fights of their rivals. And what is the purpose of that? Because that's a threat. And how do I deal with it? I have to be prepared for it. So I'm studying. I know when it will hit or when it I will have a left, right. I know I have to bob and weave. I know I will duck out of it. It helps you to prepare to navigate the storm. And we ought not to believe that there are no threats. And sometimes threats are good because what you need sometimes is an opposition to give you that friction to propel you further. So threats are needed. Threats.
And I love what you say. And the word of God, again, sometimes if it's not being properly interpreted, it can be one of our demise. Because many people feel that God take joy in poor. Because the word of God said the poor will always be among you. But the question tonight, did he say you should be poor? Did your name affect to that statement? That the poor should always be with you. You see, God always speaks to the mind. And where the strength develops, your weakness is understood, and your strength is desired to put into context as the SWOT is the mind. So tonight we want you to understand that your strength is to help you to understand in avoidance to take away from your strength. So when he said the poor that I would always be with you, it doesn't bring you to a lazy fear. Make you to stop grinding and to take a many steps back. Then because the poor will always be with you, bring you. I was reading the other day when he talk about the sluggard, he talk about sleep. I never know sleep. I'm a Christian I'm a leader since I'm 16, right? They take me the other day to understand how God address a person that sleeps a lot, how they sleep, they went into poverty. I never seen in the Bible most of my life.
Right there.
Imagine I grew up among a lot of people say my hobby is sleeping. And I used to endorse the thing too. But when I read the word of God, I recognized God isn't endorsing a person that sleeps too much. He said they sleep their way into poverty. That means they're missing opportunity. They don't develop their strength. They think the strength for them is sleeping. So nobody would call you because you're not working on your strength. Then, therefore, you don't even know your threat. So tonight, we want you to take away tonight how to confront those threats. It's to develop you, and it's helping to bring awareness. Miss Samantha.
Because when I know of my threat, I know how to prepare. I know how to, because your mind will be working. You will have to work out answers. How do I deal with this threat? For it not to be to get the best of me, how do I ride the threat and not go under the threat? How do I deal with it? And so you have to know those things that are threats to you. And so we would have talked a lot about writing your strengths and even your weaknesses. And I would even want to implore on you at this time to write down some skills, a new skill you think you have to learn as we talk about opportunities, a new connection, an open door that is standing before you that maybe you were hesitant to walk through. Think about it. Think about it. Write down 3 opportunities. And as you're writing your opportunities, I also want you to write threats, 3 threats. You can put 1 or 2 in the chat, but get a piece of paper and write it down. You need to know what is it based on your calling, based on your business, based on you as a family, your family setting, your tribe. You need to know what are the threats against you. Because if you do not know what your threats are, chances are it is the same thing that is beating you over and over and over. All it is doing is coming disguised.
And also, quickly, attorney. Also, we can deal with personal threat. We can be our personal threat in terms of, and you say 3, can be your attitude, can be a threat. Your attitude, because your attitude either attract people or repel people. Can be your mood. I just say I'm moody. I get mood swings. Can either attract or repel. Those things are personal threat. What about you take it for granted that everybody got to wait on my time and I don't have to respect other person's time? All those are threats. So you get your mood, you get your attitude, you get your mannerism, you get your code of conduct. So your deportment. So attorney.
And this where we are our own disablers, not enablers. We are standing in our own way. We are bringing ourselves to our own demise. And so you need to identify your threats. We need to do deep introspection. Like I said earlier, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. And remember, we prepare for threats. We do not panic over them. We prepare for threats. We do not panic over them. And I see someone is saying, this may be a confronting my fear. You see, when you're writing it down, thank you, Amanda Hughes, you will know how to prepare for it. When I'm putting it out there, this is a threat for me. There's a weakness, maybe. You will now know how to go. And I will show you how you're putting what next to your SWOT to deal with when you've done your SWOT analysis. Your SWOT analysis gives you a clear picture. It gives you clarity about yourself. As we said earlier, it is your compass. For some, it is your roadmap, whatever word you want to put to it, but it is that which guides you. And when I know my strengths, when I know my weaknesses, when I know the opportunities that are available to me, when I know the threats that are before me, I know how to circumvent my doings. My doings. I'm turning now my SWOT, and because it says analysis, so you were doing an analysis. You're turning that insight that you would have gained from your analysis, from what you would have written down, you're turning it into action. When you finish making your notes, do not just throw it aside. Do not just throw tonight's session aside. Use it as a starting point for growth. Review it. Review your notes about yourself. You can do it once a month. And remember, your strengths, your weaknesses are things that you growth points. So the intention is to grow through it, not for it to always be a weakness. Since I was a little boy, that was your strength. I'm a little and a barn and a grow. They say I'm a weak spot all the time. How are you overcoming it? And so I want to, I know we have a few minutes more, but even before we reach 9 o'clock, I want to just touch on this. We're returning the insight that we have gained from our SWOT analysis into action. And I want to teach you about the SOAR method. The SOAR method, S-O-A-R, SOAR method. We have our SWOT analysis. On the next side of the paper, you're putting your SOAR method. And the SOAR method, Pastor, is S-O-A-R. And it stands for using strengths, the first S, to seize, using strengths to seize to grab all of opportunities. That's the O. So I'm using my strengths to seize opportunities. With the A now is where I'm addressing my weaknesses. Remember, from your SWOT analysis, you list your weaknesses. With the SOAR method, you are addressing your weaknesses in order to reduce threats. And that's it there, S-O-A-R. Use strengths to seize opportunities, and then I'm addressing my weaknesses to reducing threats. The encouragement, it was Theodore Roosevelt who said, use what you can. Do what you can, do what you can. With your SOAR method, you are doing what you can with what you have, where you are, to propel you forward. You're endeavoring to do what you can with what you have, where you are, to get you out of there. And so when you would have listed, you would have done all, and be true to yourself, and there's a no judgment zone when you're doing it. Sometimes you may not even realize what your strengths are because you never took the time to even notice what you're good at. It is that which makes you easily recognizable. It is that which causes you to stand out and to be unique, uniquely you. The weaknesses are those growth points, things that you need to go through. Those things that will reduce your effectiveness, and they are not permanent flaws. Opportunities are the chances that will present themselves to you in order to advance, to grow, and to expand you. And the threats are those things, those obstacles, those hurdles, those challenges that will hinder your progress. When you know that, you know how to soar. I can now put my insight to action with the SOAR method, where I'm using my strengths That's my starting point. I'm starting with what I'm good at. Seize opportunities. And while I'm coupling strengths with my opportunities, because I want to move from good to very good to excellent, I'm addressing my weaknesses. And as I'm addressing my weaknesses, you will see how the threats begin to fall away. All the threats begin to fall themselves away. And the thing is, we think we have this unlimited time. We have all the time in the world, but the clock is ticking for you and I. And tomorrow it will be one less day off of our lifespan. One less day. The clock never stops. It just keeps ticking. And so make optimal use of your time to ensure that you are growing. The goal is to grow. Upward mobility. I don't know of anyone, no businessman, no person, no man who wants to remain the same. When you know yourself, you can grow yourself. The SWOT analysis is that which helps you to know yourself. And when I know myself, I can grow myself.
So that brings us to tonight for you to now developing the growth mindset.
That's right.
So we give you the keys tonight. We trust that you check all the boxes. Now it's you to go on to use those keys. We give you the tools tonight. We give you the game strategy tonight. Now it's you to have that growth mindset.
That's
to
right.
go out there now and to execute. There are 4 things they taught you to do: analyze, internalize, verbalize, and then actualize. We give you those tools tonight, the keys tonight. We give you the game strategy tonight. It's for you to go there. God says a man's gift. He didn't say, I gonna make a man gift. He says a man gift. So you're born with this gift. If you put me in the cockpit of the plane, I don't know what to do. I can take out a nice picture and post on Facebook. I know I could do that good. But I can't start flying the plane. But the pilot get into that seat and he's gonna take us to his destination. I can get into my car and I can tell you where I could take you. And I'm not even good at that because I have to put the GPS. So work your strength as the best you can. Know your weakness, deal with your threat, and have that growth mindset. We all are gifted for something. We all are good at something. There's nobody that God made that they ain't good to do nothing. Nothing that God made is with barring. And how we so ill-informed, I'm closing here now. How we are so ill-informed. I'm not embarrassing anyone, but because of spaces and places, we are at our understanding to the space and places we are exposed to. We attribute barrenness, attorney, only for childbearing. That is not what the word of God meant only. So we use that as a more, I wouldn't say a corset, but we use it as a curse, and a corset is 2 different things. But we try to use that as a corset. We try to use that as a curse for someone who cannot reproduce, bringing a life of a child as barren. But when you read the word of God, it should barren to the fruit tree. That is not a life of a child.
That's right.
So basically, if you don't know your strength, you're barren. We have to rethink these things and be practical with people. So a man getting 15 children, you said a man or a woman, she blessed the woman who quiver is full. Oh, well, you can't be barren mentally and producing nothing. And your strength is to, you know you could plait a nice hair. You know you could make money with some nice plaiting a hair. That's your strength.
That's the thing.
But you ain't producing nothing. you ain't producing nothing. You talk like a plait a good hair. You're barren. Then when you're done, Oh, this one person's going to take advantage of me, only cover me, plot, they have the finger pain me. I even want to charge the one person. You're barren. So what God do, he allow you to complain and take it away from you there. Nobody ain't calling you. So we have to be practical, and tonight we took our time to give you the keys. Check those boxes. We give you the strategy for the game. Go out and execute. Mr. Attorney, Samantha Brown, what you want to say in your closing to help someone to button up tonight their thoughts, that they can able now to have that growth mindset, to move from level 1 to level 3, the top tier living that God intend for them to enjoy?
I want to leave a thought. It may sound kind of foolish, but sometimes we don't even work on our strengths too. Sometimes we say to ourselves, I am good at this, and we are satisfied at the level that we're at. But we are good, and we can move from good straight to excellence. So even our strengths, improve on your strengths. Improve on your strengths. And when you're improving on your strengths, guess what? You can diversify. You can launch out into more. The more you build on your strengths, the more you're able to seize opportunities. And so know your strengths, own your weaknesses, but work through your weaknesses. Work through your challenges. And the gist of it is that we never stop working on ourselves. We never say, listen, I've arrived, and this is it, I have made it, and this is. Never stop working on yourself. There is always room for improvement. It doesn't mean that you're not sitting and you're not enjoying the level that you're at. You're not celebrating how far you have come. You're doing just so. But always say to yourself, and sometimes even if it means becoming a mentor, sometimes it is not you doing it. It's you mentoring others to go further than you would have ever gone. Is igniting a torch in others that they can now blaze a trail further than you would have gone. Sometimes that is what it is. And so that's my challenge to us tonight. To thine own self be true. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know the opportunities that are available to you. Work through the threats. Work through the threats that present themselves before you. And when you know yourself, you can grow yourself. Couple your SWOT analysis with the SOAR method and watch yourself grow. Watch yourself grow.
Awesome. But the next time you're going to hear us is where we're going to come to deal with the scarcity mentality, the scarcity mindset, when we're going to sit down and walk you through from the cradle to the grave, because we have to unlearn some things. We have to relearn some things, because some things we learn along from the cradle, it is really good to take us to the grave. And we will deal with that in the SWOT, in the scarcity mindset and so forth and such. Like, get up. Do not go continue life in lazy fear. Do not go through life lethargic. Do not go through life lazy. Do not go through life lackadaisical. Do not go through life without failing to address that and need to be better for greater. With that being said, thank you tonight for tuning into the Conversation Motivational Hour. I am SGGR Sion Gregory Gomes Rodney, and I have with me my co-host, attorney, former teacher, and she's also a son, a daughter, oh my God, a daughter of the kingdom of God, God's amazing vessel. She goes to Family Life Tabernacle, and therefore tonight is the pleasure of us to thank you for taking the time off of your busy schedule to tune into this program. And I trust that our information didn't come lightly, but it comes through research and studies. And we trust that you will make proof of it and make proof of your call, that you will have a calling. Because what really happened before we go quickly, many people don't understand the privilege that they may have, where we pay to study, we have to sleep up, set up at night, we do our research and all these kind of things, write papers, write thesis and so forth, and they get it for free. Sometimes what we take a whole year, 4 years, 8 years, or whatever in studies, they get it in an hour. And this is what you call a privilege. You know? They're privileged people that understand how privileged they are, that they get what it takes 20 weeks, you get it in 20 minutes. Because as Love What Authority said, I'll let you just say it, and then I'm going to close. Something about the light and the torch or something in you to better something. Can you say that one more time for somebody, and then we're going to close?
Right. So I'm saying sometimes when we're working on our strengths, it is not for us in ourselves to go further. Sometimes it is for us to become mentors, where we are igniting the flame on someone else's torch so that they can blaze the trail. Farther than we would have gone. Light the torch on someone else's flame and see them blaze a new trail farther than you would have gone. SWOT analysis.
Wake up, feel the light, a brand new day in sight. Conversations that uplift, setting your dreams alight. Mindset shifts, empowering quotes, fueling your fire, keeping you afloat. Stay inspired daily, let your spirit soar. Our love language is value, giving you more. Join the conversation, every word counts. Motivation matters in large amounts. Stay inspired daily, let your spirit soar. Our love language is value, giving you more. Join the conversation, every word counts. Motivation matters in large amounts. Uplifting chats, start your day, guiding you gently, showing the way. Empowering words, a soothing balm. In our platform, find your calm. Mindset shift, embrace the change. Stay inspired, let your goals arrange. Daily motivation, your daily lift. You got this, embrace the gift. Hashtag shift, embrace the change. Stay inspired, let your goals arrange. That's the daily motivation, your daily lift. You got this, embrace the gift. Stay inspired daily, let your spirit soar. Our love language is value, giving you more. Join the conversation, every word counts. Motivation